Welcome to another Tamra Talks. It is me, Tamra, the social media director of NAAFA, here to chat with someone that we love in Fat Community. And today is no different. I am so excited, so thrilled to chat with Bats Langley, artist extraordinaire, friend of NAAFA. Bats has designed our Fat Liberation Month logo multiple times. They are gorgeous and epic and make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. So if you haven't seen it, please go check it out. But I just want to say that I'm really excited to chat with him today. Before I bring him in and I see that he's here, I wanted to do a little housekeeping. First of all, we are in the last 2 days of the year. So we are in the last 2 days of NAAFA's Fund Fat campaign. If you haven't seen, where have you been? But hopefully you've seen that we have been posting all of the ways in which funding fat helps this movement. Funding fat helps the world, right? It helps millions of people across the world through fighting for equitable labor, equitable Medicare rights, equitable workplace rights, just equality in all across the board in all the things. That is what we are fighting for. We here at NAAFA are fighting for our community, and we couldn't do it without you. And so if you haven't already, please donate to our Fund Fat campaign. If you have donated, be sure to share it with a friend. We are 2 days left, like I said, my friends, and we are 30% of our goal, which is amazing. But that means we have a little bit more to go, and we need your help getting there. So if you've already donated, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so grateful for you. The gratitude is fat. And if you haven't already, please donate. Whatever amount works for you. And if you have donated, or for anyone really, please share. Share the post, share our website link. Our website link is naafa.org/give. Share it with someone. Every dollar counts. We need these funds to make sure that the rights of fat people are protected in more places, and so that we can continue to give to our community. You know that we host many, many webinars all year long, and they are all free for community. So there's so many things, but I don't want to keep rambling on. I want to chat with Bats. So let me bring him on. Here we go. Hi, everyone. I see more people have popped in. So happy you're here.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, darling. How are you doing?
I'm good. Happy almost New Year.
Seriously, right? I've been saying Happy New Year. Well, I'm the kind of person who starts saying Happy Holidays like the week of Thanksgiving. Like, I just need to be in the holiday spirit. I need everyone else to be in the holiday spirit too. So if you run past me, you will hear a Happy Holidays. Happy Holidays.
I'm a person that says New Year's way into like maybe around January 30th that we start saying, okay, we need to stop saying this, but you want to wish people a Happy New Year, right? Like,
always, right?
yeah.
And because, listen, January is still new, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we can totally say Happy New Year in January. I do. Yes. Absolutely. Okay, so for those who don't know you, will you please introduce yourself? Tell us who you are, what you do, what makes you so amazing. All the things behind you are a part of that, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, no, this has become this is our bedroom, and we live in New York City, so it's a quaint experience. So our bedroom has become the Gus boudoir.
I love that. That's so hard. You don't even know.
There's a bunch also too. There's some all in front of me too on the other wall. But to give you a little introduction, yeah, no, I'm a artist and illustrator living in New York City, and I think I'm on my fourth children's book. This is Jackie, which just came out in November. And Yeah, fourth children's book that I've illustrated, and I've been doing a lot of art pieces of Gus, which is just celebrating fat joy and within like the gay queer like sphere, kind of.
I
So
love that. And yes, Tiger just commented, we love Gus. We love Gus. Absolutely. So tell me a little bit more about Gus. How did you come up with this fat character, this fat queer character, and why, and like what was your motivation behind it?
it's interesting. It's funny because it started off as like a sculpture, like a sculpted piece, and I had moved into like a smaller, apartment, and I wanted to start, paint, doing more sculpture pieces. It was something that I always did for many years, and I just was like, I want to do a big guy character. It just sort of like hit me. I was like, I just want to do it just and so I just sort of was abstract with it. I didn't do any like sketches. I didn't like do preliminary little, things for it. And I just sort of like spent the summer creating this like little, statue character. And I did it and I put it up on my Instagram, and then everyone was just like drawn to it in this like very fun, interesting way. And then I was like, okay, if people really enjoy this, there must be something interesting with it. I should really try to like just explore it a little bit. And then it became like this sort of, exploration with my own, body and my own ideas of my own personal fat joy, and then also to just how just using the character, just this one character, how I can just sort of encapsulate sort of also the other feelings like my other fat friends were feeling, and people also within, the, gay bear community and the, queer fat community and all that. And so I feel like there was all these things that I was just sort of like, this like really is something to play around with. So I created him just before COVID. And, I feel like a lot of people were journaling or, finding like some inner self stuff that they were like working themselves out with. And with the Gus pieces, I felt like that's where I kind of was, what I was doing with them,
I
kind
love
of.
that. I love that. Yes. Listen, fat boys need love too, and not just in the bear community. So I love this. I love the representation of Gus. Okay, so Bats, I heard you say that Gus started as a sculpture, and I know that you draw and illustrate. Are there other like mediums of art that you do, and can you tell us about them? And like, what's your favorite?
Oh, totally. Um, well, to start off with my favorite, it's hard. It's a hard one because I think I veer a little attention deficit, maybe, probably. And so, I'm always jumping from one thing to another. But the thing that I always feel is interesting is it's funny that when I do a Gus sculpture, the next like 5 paintings that I do, or the next couple of paintings that I do, are highly influenced by what I was just sculpting or having an understanding of. So it was really interesting. The last two Gus sculptures were Gus in mid motion. So it's like his belly was like,
Just a
in dance mode, yeah, a little like, and it was
yes.
like really fun to play with gravity, kind of.
Mm.
And because I feel like fat bodies in motion is something that we just sort of don't see,
Mm-hmm.
like it, and I applaud like all of these like new, these people who are adding, plus sized or you know you know just big, bigger people in dance, groups, and putting them in. It's just like it's wonderful to see,
Yeah.
so I was wanting to like explore. I think that was my 2023 play of things, was like fat in
I
motion,
love that.
seeing fat in movement, but in this like, of course, like my whole thing is fat joy.
Yeah.
So it's like seeing that moment of, I don't know, feeling your body and feeling what it is, kind of thing.
Oh, that
So
is also like so deep and profound. I really love that. I am a self-love and confidence coach, and I practice with fat people. And so, like, getting to the level of appreciation in your body and seeing your fat in motion and celebrating that, and like really digging into how does it feel and how like liberating it is, and how like good it is to see representation, to see like a belly move and all that kind of stuff, is really profound and important work, not only like personally, but also for the world to see, right? I really believe that weight stigma can end when we normalize bodies being different, and we normalize and celebrate like all the ways our bodies are different. Like, there isn't one body type, right? Like, there are no body types because they're all bodies, right? So I really love that you incorporated that. That is super, super cool. So what are you working on currently? You've had your fourth children's book come out this year. So what are you excited about right
Uh,
now?
right now, I actually this year we have a lot of stuff sort of planned out for Gus actually,
Oh,
and trying to bring in some new characters, and also just kind of push the boundaries of what I've been doing with like certain stuff. What's really great is my husband is also really helpful with trying to like we'll sit down and we'll brainstorm some ideas and stuff like that. Like, okay, what are people really gravitating towards? Like, what is something that would be really fun and different? And so we've been playing around with some ideas, and I think there's going to be some really cool stuff planned ahead. So be on the
wow.
lookout.
Woo! Okay, friends, if you're not following if you're not following Bats, please follow at Studio Bats Langley. It'll be in the caption. Don't worry, you don't have to memorize it. Or, there's a little arrow at the top of your live. You can just see the two people who are on live with you and click on them. We try to make it easy. But yes, be sure to keep on the lookout for what Bats is doing with Gus. I can't wait to see. I would love to see more Gus in motion art. That is amazing. Will you tell us, how were you introduced to fat liberation?
Oh, interesting. How is it introduced to fat liberation? It's interesting because I feel like I brought up the bear community before, and also just sort of, the gay community, we have a lot of different people within the community. It's like, which is like one of the things that I just love about being gay and queer, is that we just have a lot of different people, and we're always introduced to different
Yeah.
people. And what's interesting is like I feel like within the community I found I just sort of naturally gravitated towards people like that I was, connected to, and had the same, feelings and ideas. And I think it was Trevor, who's on the board, Trevor Kazan, who uh, was starting to, do stuff with NAAFA and such. And he's been a friend for like years. And when he started getting into it, I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And like, then, Trevor started chatting about stuff, and like some of the stuff that, NAAFA was like, doing and potentially wanted to do, and, we're the process of doing. Like, I mean, I think NAAFA for 2023 was a great year in terms
Yeah.
of like all the cool stuff that NAAFA got to do this year, which was pretty
Yeah.
incredible. And also, Tigress, like
Oh my God.
yeah,
Yes.
like what Tigress has done is just, amazing. And all the people behind the scenes, what everyone else has been doing is really fantastic. And also, of course, yourself doing all these chats and all of the
Sorry.
it's all
My dog just decided to, I don't know, attack
good.
everybody.
That's awesome. uh, but yeah, no, I think it's been a great year for NAAFA. I think it's been a really great year, and I can't wait to see what 2024 has for NAAFA too.
Yeah,
Very excited.
speaking of, yeah, just in case for anyone who doesn't know all the wonderful things that Bats is alluding to, NAAFA this year we got to work with Google, we got to work with Dove and Pinterest. We've seen lots of legislation get on the move. We passed legislation in New York City to protect people of height from height and weight discrimination in public works, employment, and education. I believe that's the third one. So there's been so much movement in the fat liberation movement. And I don't know about you. I really feel like that, yes, 2023 was such an epic year. It's kind of hard to pin down like what my favorite one was of the year. But if you could tell me what was your favorite fat moment of this year, 2023.
Ooh, I think
And it could be personal. It doesn't have to
okay.
be it doesn't have to be NAAFA. It could be both.
Being a New Yorker and NAAFA, connected, I have to say the legislation in New York was really fantastic. I mean, it's as a New Yorker and as a fat New Yorker, I mean, that is really important. And we were talking about, being in the gay community, coming across different people from many different places. New York is that place for everyone. And, having that inclusion put into stuff is really important. And, I think that it's what I always found interesting about New York City and a lot of larger cities, across America is like once it starts there, it starts going to other places, and that's important. And having it come from New York City, though, that's
Huge.
where it's huge.
Yeah.
Not a smaller city. It's New York City, and so many of um, this is a big deal. It's a very big deal, and I think that it's going to definitely trickle down because it has to. It just has to. So
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I feel like you're so right. The win in New York City was so important for the movement because imagine people across the world will have heard of New York City.
exactly.
Right? And so if New York City is doing this thing, then it is way more encouraging for other cities and states to kind of jump on the bandwagon. So completely echo what you said, 100%. Um, okay, so you know that we've launched our end of the year fundraising campaign. We are calling it the Fund Fat campaign, which I absolutely love. And we're, letting people know that when you fund fat, you fund fat visibility, fat joy, fat labor, fat advocacy, fat legislation, all kinds of things. Tell the people what you would fund in funding fat. Like, what does that feel like for you? Why is it important for you?
I think that it is something that I think we need to have people have a better understanding of just hmm, how I would describe it, maybe from my standpoint. So, like when I'm making my Gus work, I have a lot of different people looking at my work, right? So it's not just fat people looking at my work. It's thinner people of many different sizes look at my work and try to pull something from it. And one of the things that I really strongly feel is that if we can try to get rid of stigmas and if we can try to change employers visions of hiring fat workers, and also to the fact that healthcare companies need to change stigmas that have been set in place since of just when I don't know, just things are different. Things have to be looked at differently. Things have to change, and I think with funding these funding programs like NAAFA and other you know campaigns, I think they're just really important with breaking down stigmas, getting people you know making sure people are out there talking about this stuff and able to put people on platforms that need to, you know, have the bigger discussion. And I think that's, you know, it sadly, you know, it all comes down to money. And I think that, like, you know, it takes, you know, someone to go to one rally, or it takes someone to go to, you know, the Supreme Court. You know, it
Yeah.
takes people to get there. And so, you know, if, you know, that's, you know, what we need to fund, that's what we need to fund, you know. So I think those are the kinds of things that resonate with me, when it comes to just, I don't know, supporting what you guys do.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
It
It's so important, right? That
is.
being able to show up in spaces. And I know personally, I was looked over for a promotion uh, because my boss on more than one occasion made references to my body. And
Wow.
and I was doing the job and other people's jobs, but still wasn't there long enough to get promoted. But what it really came down to was that she was very thin,
Mm-hmm.
saw me, a fat person,
Mm-hmm.
and wasn't with it. And so, as much as we can get out to not only fat people, right? Like you were saying, like not only fat people, but allies too. All the people that see Gus are not, you know, fat people. They're all of us.
Oh,
And,
Alex,
you know, getting that work in front of everybody and for people to change their perception of what fat means is everything. And we could change the world for
exactly.
sure.
Exactly. And allies are important.
Yeah.
And that's an important thing. It's like, you know, you need people who are there, who have an understanding of who you are. And, you know, we need more people like that. And
Yes.
yeah, so no, absolutely. You pegged it on the
Yes, yes, absolutely. Okay, since it is like the last couple days of the year, we're already saying Happy New Year. Tell me or tell all of us what's one thing that you're excited about in your personal life going into 2024, and then one thing that you would like to see happen in the fat liberation movement in 2024.
Ooh,
I know, hard hitting questions at the end of the year.
hard. It is kind of hard hitting. What I wish for, well, I always wish everyone a happy year. I know, but it truly do. I just want to be happy and want things to be less stressful.
Yeah.
The world is a mess, right? It's a
Yes.
disaster mess. We've got AI. Who knows? Like we have all we have all these things, and I would like 2024 to just be less of those things, and like, you know, and I want to, and I think that's what I strive for, that in that. And I think maybe for let's see, for NAAFA, of course, I just want to see more legislation being passed, more things being brought to the table, and, you know, people, you know, Fat Liberation Month even more bigger than it is, you know, 'cause like that's the thing that was so interesting, was I got all of these people who were, you know, because I have done the illustration for the past 2 years, and it was so funny because it was like people were like, wait, what? August is Fat Liberation Month. Well, we must celebrate that. It was just, you
Yes.
know what I mean? And I feel like that's something that, you know, gets people excited. I also felt like it was funny this year. I said to Tigress, you know, Gus is leans more into a beach season. He's a beach season kind of guy. And I was like, what if we did something where, you know, the stigma of, I always felt for myself, the stigma of being fat around beach season was the worst.
The
And
worst.
it was just the worst. And I always was like, Fat Liberation is the month of August, which is the height of beach season. Can we do something that is beach season related, where people are wearing many different types of coverings, but also like celebrating themselves, celebrating their bodies? And Tigress was like, yeah, like you could do it this year. we'll just like, and we'll see how it goes and everything. And I remember Tigress looking at it, and she was just, so happy. And I believe the board looked at it too, and everyone was just really happy with where we went with things. And because I just feel like, I hope maybe that Fat Liberation Month is more celebrated this year, as I feel like it's more celebrated each year. So
I love that. That's a great 2024 wish. More people know about Fat Liberation Month and celebrate Fat Liberation Month. Oh, I love that. That's a really good one. We have a comment saying, I would love an inclusive cruise on Virgin Voyages. You and me both, my friend. Like, let's go. No kids, all fat people.
yeah,
Great. Sign me up. Well, Bats, we won't keep you too long, but I do want to say before we let you go, first of all, thank you so much for joining me on a Tamra Talks. I'm so excited when I got the text that we're going to get Bats. I was like, love, and love your work, admire everything you do. I'm a creative as well, so being able to speak with someone who makes their life, who lives like life doing art is epic and amazing. And you're doing it in New York City, one of the most expensive places to live. Epic and amazing. You are magic all in yourself. So thank you so much for being with us. And for everyone listening, please don't forget to donate to our Fund Fat campaign. We are seeking to raise $20,000 by the end of the year. I know there's 2 days left, but I am the eternal optimist. I know that some magic is going to happen and we're going to make some money. And as you know, that money goes toward all of the things we do at NAAFA. Advocacy, our legislation, but not only that, also our community endeavors, also other activists and organizations, also our own programming that we keep free just for community. And we had, I want to say something like 50-ish webinars this year. Those cost money, those take a lot of time, and we want to keep bringing you more content like that. We introduced our brunch series, which has been so fun, and of course we have all of our educational webinars. So there's a lot that goes where your dollar goes. Like, your dollar goes very far at NAAFA, and every dollar counts. And 10% of all annual giving to charities happens within the last 2 days of the year. So here we are, my friends, last 2 days. If you've donated, thank you. We are so grateful to you and for you. If you haven't yet, please donate. If you've donated, share this with someone. Send this to an ally. Send this to your friend who maybe doesn't really know much about fat liberation. Send this to your doctor, because we need more size-friendly doctors. Send this to your uncle, your aunt, your cousin, your mom, your dad. Get someone to give some money to make the lives of fat people more equitable, because that's what we're here for, my friends. We are here to end weight stigma. We are here to show the world that fat is not what we've been calling it. Fat is not the stigmatized thing that we have seen for, oh my gosh, like you said, like forever, right? It's like, not the last 5 years, not the last 20 years, not the last 25 years. Like, we want to have a more equitable and a more peaceful world where all people are equal and all people deserve the same rights and services. Share it in your IG story, share it on your Facebook, share it on X, Twitter, whatever that thing is called. Share it all over the place. Help us raise this money. Again, Bats, thank you so much. Is there any last thing you want to say to the people before we sign off?
Just enjoy yourselves. Have a great new year. And yeah, I guess that's what I would say. Yeah.
Right? Have a wonderful, happy new year. We wish you happiness in this new year, because it's not always easy to come by. So we're going to wish all of everyone happiness. And thanks again. Goodbye for now, my friends. We will see you very soon.